Why, hello there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mr.Z channel where I talk about whatever project I have going on in school. Today we have a biology project in which I will be discussing about genes and why we look like them, we resemble our family members, don't look exactly like them. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and hit post notifications to know when I'm trying to post. Next year. We have a lot to discuss, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to get right into it. Genetics and human behavior. Why do you look like your family, but not exactly like them? Why can identical twins grow into two different people? Why do some behaviors seem natural while others must be learned? Your genes shape your biology. Your environment shapes your experiences. Together, they influence who you become. This project explores genetics, biotechnology, gene editing, epigenetics, and human behavior. One question connects all these topics. What controls who you become? Every human life begins with DNA. DNA contains instructions your body uses to grow and function. It influences traits like your height, eye color, hair texture, blood type, and risk for certain diseases. You inherit half your DNA from your mother and half your DNA from your father. Which is what process, ladies and gentlemen? I'll give you 30 seconds on the clock. We have A, mitosis, B, meiosis, C, sexual reproduction, and D, asexual reproduction. Oh, shoot, sorry. Didn't see y'all there. If you said sexual reproduction and meiosis, you are correct. If you chose those, then you are correct. If you only chose one, you are incorrect. If you only chose one, you are incorrect. Humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes and around 20,000 genes. These are sections of DNA that contain instructions for the body. Your DNA stays mostly the same throughout your life. What changes it is what genes your body activates at different times. You resemble your family because traits pass through genes. You may inherit your father's jawline, your mother's smile, your grandparents' curly hair. No person receives the exact same combination of genes. That is why siblings can look and act differently even with the same parents. 4 genes pass from parent to child, they shuffle and recombine. This creates genetic variation. Variation is important. It helps populations adapt and survive over time. One major scientific debate asks, what shapes behavior more? Nature or nurture? I myself have asked me and other people this question, and they've all said different answers. Nature influences traits like reflexes, body structure, and some emotional tendencies. Nurture influences language, culture, habits, education, and social behavior. One behavior is inherited, one behavior develops through experience. Innate behaviors happen automatically. Learned behaviors develop through practice and experience. Examples of innate behavior include breathing, blinking, crying. Examples of learned behaviors include reading. Okay, examples of learned behaviors include reading. Okay. Driving. Oh wait, I actually have a clip of me driving. Playing sports. Us, 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 us. Green, Kobe. Bang! Interception. RIP to the GOAT. Bam! And finally, speak in different languages. Jina langu ni Zion. Nina umri wa miaka 15. Humans rely heavily on learned behavior. The brain changes during learning. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. As you practice skills, your brain strengthens connections between neurons. It's kind of like working out. You know, like what I do. 'cause I'm so jacked. Genes do not act alone. Your environment can affect how your genes work. Scientists call this epigenetics. Epigenetics changes gene activity without changing the DNA sequence itself. Stress affects gene activity. Sleep affects gene activity. So for those saying that you can survive on 5 hours of sleep, sure. But just know, your genes are getting messed up, man. Diet affects gene activity, and exercise affects gene activity. Those can either be in, and all of these can be in negative or positive way. You know what I'm saying? It's double-edged. It's a double-edged sword. Yeah, okay. Researchers studied identical twins with nearly identical DNA. As the twins aged, differences in lifestyle created differences in gene activity. Over time, their health and appearance became less identical. This is true because we see this with twins like Claire and Abby Kennicom, or even Adina and Anya Khan. Genes also affect health. Some diseases are inherited through families. Examples include sickle cell disease, cystic fibrosis, and Huntington's disease. Genes can increase disease risk, but environment still matters. A person with family history of diabetes may face higher risk, but exercise, sleep, and healthy nutrition still influence outcomes. Doctors use genetic testing to identify disease risk and guide treatment decisions. Biotechnology uses living organisms and biological systems to solve problems. Humans have used biotechnology for thousands of years through farming and selective breeding. Modern biotechnology transformed medicine. One major example is insulin production. In the past, insulin came from animal sources. Today, scientists program bacteria to produce human insulin in laboratories. Millions of people with diabetes rely on this biotechnology. One biotechnology breakthrough changed genetics research dramatically. CRISPR. CRISPR. You know, that kind of sounds like that one song from Descendants. You know, it's like, my love is RIDICULOUS. RIDICULOUS. It's ridiculous. Just ridiculous. CRISPR allows scientists to edit DNA with precision. Researchers can remove, repair, or replace specific sections of genetic code. Scientists study CRISPR as a possible treatment for diseases caused by gene mutations, including sickle cell disease, some inherited blindness conditions, and certain blood disorders. Researchers hope gene editing could reduce inherited diseases in the future. Gene editing also raises ethical questions. Should scientists edit human embryos? Who decides which trait should change? Where is the line between treating disease and enhancing human abilities? These questions affect medicine, government policy, privacy, and society. This topic affects communities everywhere. Hospitals use genetic testing. Schools teach biotechnology. Laboratories hire genetic researchers. Doctors study family medical history during checkups. A family with inherited disease risk may receive earlier screening and treatment. Early detection can improve survival rates and quality of life. Globally, genetics research affects medicine, agriculture, and public health. Scientists used genetic sequencing during the COVID-19 pandemic to study the virus and attack mutations. The biotechnology industry is now worth hundreds of billions of dollars worldwide. This research creates important questions. How far should gene editing go? What limits should government set? How much of behavior comes from genetics, and how much comes from environment? Could future medicine prevent inherited diseases before birth? These questions will affect future generations. They will shape medicine, education, sports, technology, and privacy. Your genes influence your body. Your environment influences your development. Your choices influence your future. Genes shape part of who you are. They do not decide every outcome. Get enough sleep. Exercise regularly. Eat balanced meals. Protect your mental health. Stay informed about science and technology. Humans study genetics to better understand life. Scientists study behavior to better understand people. Biotechnology continues to change medicine and research. Gene editing may change the future of healthcare itself. But one question still matters most. What controls will you become? Your genes shape part of the answer. Your actions shape the rest. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Mr.Z show. As always, the sources that I have gotten this information from is in the description and probably on the screen, but I'll also just read it out. Medline plus genetics. What is DNA? CDC genetics basics. Medline plus genetics. What is a gene? CDC sickle cell disease. National Institute of General Medical Sciences. What is genetics? NINDIS, genes at work in the brain. NCBI, Genetics 101. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, once again. I'll see y'all in the next one. I really hope I was recording the whole time. Oh, thank you, Lord. As always, the sources of what? As always, the sources that I. Thank you so much, ladies and gents. I've messed up my room with papers, but at least y'all are now informed. Okay, that's it.